Hey there, New York 6 Ranger back again, and welcome. I know you usually come here for me to talk about old school cartoons and retro television, but I wanted to talk about something modern, something a bit more new. That's right, today we're going to be talking about The New Norm, Twitter's very first self produced cartoon show. It proclaims itself as the South Park of X. Now, is that true? Well, they got the cheap looking animation of the earlier seasons down pat, but aside from that, it doesn't really share much in common with South Park. It positions itself as being this sort of offensive, free speech type of comedy, but this is like the most milquetoast, inoffensive, watered down, bare bones bunch of jokes you'd ever done seen. All right. Let's start at the beginning, right? We start off with Norm scratching at his ankle monitor and reaching for a beer, but it's not just any normal beer. It's a gay beer. Norm is horrified at the realization, but I'm just wondering, who got that beer, Norm? This is your house. This is your fridge. Why are you so surprised at the gay beer, Norm? If you don't want the gay beer, why'd you buy the gay beer, Norm? Well, anywho, we move on and we find out why he was on house arrest. As he puts it, he didn't want the school teaching his daughter that girls weren't girls and men weren't men, which I guess is supposed to be an All in the Family reference. But Archie Bunker Norm ain't, because at least Archie Bunker was funny and likable, you know. Norm wishes he was Archie, but he could never. Norm's wife walks in with a new friend, a friend named Chaz. Chaz is non-binary, and Norm's daughter fetishizes the freak out of this kid. Norm's daughter is a weirdo too, right? See, there's some bones to some good comedy here, right? American Dad did this so much better. You had Stan, which was like this really cringy conservative, and you had Haley, which was like this really try-hardy leftist. And you could have had the same sort of dynamic with Norm and his daughter, and the bones were there, but they just didn't realize where they could have mined the comedy from. Because I don't think the writers understand how problematic Norm's daughter's behavior here is, right? Like, fetishizing trans folks is not being an ally to them. His daughter is as bad as he is, just in a weird other direction. And you could have had some good jokes there, but they waste them. They waste all the opportunities for good jokes that they could have had in this show. Anywho, we get some attack helicopter jokes, and we find out that Norm's best friend is a black man, which Chaz is just mystified by because, folks on the left don't understand the concept that right-wingers can be black, I guess? I don't know. But this is essentially the show's attempt at saying, I can't be racist. I got a black friend. Like, they literally do the I got a black friend trope. And they're completely unself-aware about it. But whatever. Norm's friend is also his boss. Ask him when he's going to be returning, but Norm can't return to work because he was being a Karen and now he's under house arrest. Norm's friend also talks about their trans kid, and it leads to like the only funny joke in the show. And when I say funny, I'm being very generous with that term, right? It gives you at the best, right? You don't get like a laugh, maybe not even a chuckle. It's one of those jokes that just kind of makes you exhale from your nose a little extra harder, right? It's something like my kid's transitioning, and Norm goes, transitioning into what? And then his friend says, hopefully not a Jets fan. And like that's a joke. It's a joke. At least they tried to make a joke. Whatever. But this leads to Norm chucking the beer at Chaz because, it's a gay beer and Norm doesn't want to drink it, even though if he didn't want to drink it, he shouldn't have bought it, but whatever. Chaz refuses the beer because Chaz is a kid. Chaz is under 21. And this enrages Norm's friend. Like, he is personally offended that this kid doesn't want to drink underage. Like, this really gets under his skin, right? And it's at this moment that I realized why the show had failed so spectacularly. Like, this show was made for a right-wing audience, obviously, right? It's made for the right-wingers. But if I were a right-winger, I would be so annoyed by this depiction, right? Like, I don't... Why? Why would they be depicting the like... All right. So it's not even like Norm's friend is cool with underage drinking, right? Because, whatever. Some of the older folks, they're just like, boys will be boys, kids will be kids. And they'll like turn a blind eye or whatever. It's like, I remember when I used to sneak beers at that age. And they'll just kind of not care, right? And that's pretty whatever, right? I would say that's a neutral to neutral evil on the alignment chart. And then, there's some adults who are worse than that, and they'll facilitate it, right? The kind of dudes that'll take a $50 from a group of teenagers to buy them some beer or whatever, right? And those kind of adults are pretty shitty, right? But this guy, he's just on a whole other level. He's personally offended that Chaz doesn't want to drink underage. I've never seen anything like it. And if you were depicting me or a group I represent like that, I'd be annoyed. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't watch your show. So yeah, I don't know who this is for. It seems more offensive to right-wingers than it would be to the group that they're actually trying to offend. So it ends with the thing that everybody's been making fun of, which is the AI generated country song and the fake cameo from Elon Musk, because it's just like an Elon Musk me character, right? And looking like he got plucked out of episodes or whatever, but no voice dialogue. So I don't even know how you could call that a cameo, but that's the show. Oh, and then we get a stinger for the next episode where they have a pair of D's Nuts tickets, which that was my favorite joke in the show. It's not even funny. It's just like a random, reference to a meme that I think is like almost a decade old at this point. But that had me cracking up. That was a guilty pleasure joke. I was just dying laughing. But yeah, this show is a whole lot of nothing. And everyone's just been ragging on it, Everyone's making the Yowie art of Norm and his friend, or Norm and Mr. Bertram, which was like another one of these really low budget conservative comedies. So much so to the point that they bullied the new Norm show off of Twitter. They like abandoned their account. They haven't tweeted in months. The link to donate to the project doesn't work anymore, so you can't even support the show if you wanted to, even though I don't know who would. And the project is just a complete failure. It is the funniest thing I've oh man. So yeah, I guess if you're going to make your adult comedy show, I would say just focus on the comedy first and let whatever, it's like, it's not even bad to get, political, right? Sometimes South Park has right-leaning episodes. Sometimes they have left-leaning episodes. But it doesn't really matter because all the episodes are funny. So just do that, right? If you're going to do an adult comedy show, just make the show funny. If you want to put politics in it, just whatever, as long as it's funny. But coming at it from a place where you just kind of want to pander and you forget to add any actual humor into it, nobody's gonna like it. Not even the group that you're trying to pander to. So let that be a lesson to all of you. And hopefully you guys enjoyed me doing something a little bit different. And I'll see you at the next one.